Hi guys, I'm standing in my garage right now and I'm a little annoyed because I just discovered a leak in my hot water heater behind me. And after diagnosing it, I've discovered that it's the T&P valve, also known as the relief valve at the top, and it's leaking water. It's pretty obvious where the leak is coming from. So at least I've narrowed it down to the T&P valve, but I'll show you in this video how to take that T&P valve off of the top and then replace it with a brand new one. When it comes to these types of home repairs that involve large metal appliances and possibly scalding hot water, it might be a good idea to call a professional. However, if you can diagnose it like I did and you think that you have a pretty good handle on being able to fix it, then do it, but be safe about it. And my other recommendation is watch 2, 3, 4, 5 different videos on how to do the exact task that you're looking to take on. So not just my video, but watch others. And again, I'm not a licensed plumber, but I've got a pretty good track record of DIY success. So if you think you can do it, do your research, be safe about it, and then execute. Now, before we get started on the repair, let's take a look and learn a little bit more about this water heater. We'll talk about where the leak is coming from. I'll show you that. And then once we get started on the repair, what steps we need to take to make sure that we are doing this safely. So this water heater behind me is a shorter tank. It doesn't go all the way to the ground. It's sitting up on a ledge here. It's 50 gallons. It's from 2015. So just starting 2023 here, the quick math on that, it's about 8 years old. So, or maybe even 7 because we just started the year. So realistically, it should have some life left in it, but different pieces, different components of different appliances, they don't always last as long as the main component. So we're gonna have to replace this valve, and let's go ahead and take a look at this leak. So I first noticed the leak actually on the exterior of the house because this PVC pipe goes all the way outside, goes about 25 feet, and that has never been dripping before. So I knew immediately that there was water buildup in this bottom pan here, so you can still see the water. And you want to eliminate as many possibilities as you can. You can obviously see some corrosion, and that's going to happen over time, but I didn't notice any water coming from the drain here, and I didn't see any other obvious leaks coming from the bottom. So that led me to go upwards looking towards the top. So now we're on top here, and you can see this nice little mineral water trail here that's going off to the side, and it's running down the tank into the pan. So if we take a look, move this tag here, you can see that there is standing water right here, which leads me to believe that this valve is corroded and is not holding a proper seal and needs to be replaced. So that's what we're going to work on. And unfortunately, because I'm in this little alcove here, water heaters are usually in really tight spaces, so it makes it challenging. So what I'm gonna have to do is get this unscrewed, but before I can do that, I have to get this unscrewed. And this is attached to 4 feet of copper pipe. So I'm gonna have to cut the pipe and be able to unscrew this before I can unscrew this. So I got a little bit of work cut out for me before I can even get this done. But let's talk about the steps that we need to take to ensure we do this safely. Now, one of the first things that you can do is check to see if the T&P valve is even working. And I did check it last night and it was working, and we'll do it again right now. And you'll see that water will come out down the copper tube into the pan below. So let's give that a try, and you'll be able to hear it. So now we have some water that came out down here, and it's gonna be right in the PVC pipe outside. Now, to get a really good look at this, I'm gonna zoom in, and so you can see the water. Obviously you can see it pooling there, but you can see that there's an active leak, and we can see how the water is bubbling up there on the right-hand side. Okay, so I know where the leak is. I'm gonna go outside to the breaker box right now and shut off the power to the water heater so that we can then drain the heater and make sure that we're not going to electrocute ourselves or have scalding hot water everywhere. So that's step number 1. And then we'll shut off the water access into the water heater as well, so that we can just be working with a power-free and empty water heater. All right, here's the water heater. I'm going to flip it. And that, in conjunction with turning off the water to the heater, that's going to kill water to the whole house. We just shut off power to the water heater, and now we want to shut off the water supply so that we can release pressure from the water heater and operate as safely as possible. So let's go ahead and shut off the water. Just turn that all the way to the side here. There we go. So that lever is turned off. So we've killed the water supply now, so we should be good to go. So what we're gonna do now is slowly drain the water heater so that we can go ahead and start the repair process. So what I'm gonna do, and most of these are the same on most water heater models. So you're gonna take a screwdriver and then start to slowly release this just until you get a little bit of a spray coming out of here. So there we go. And I'm just gonna leave it about that much, maybe a little bit more. You don't wanna, overflow the pan here because it's gotta be manageable for the outlet pipe to take it away. So we're just gonna go ahead and make sure that this stays drained consistently. Okay, so here's the annoying part. This copper pipe needs to come off, but because it's stuck back here in the corner, I can't rotate it to get it unscrewed. And I need to get this off before I can get this off. So this should just unscrew this way, but I can't do it, with this pipe here. So I'm gonna have to cut it, and then we should be able to unscrew everything. So I gotta bust out the Sawzall. Just got back from Home Depot, got the new T&P valve here with some plumbing tape as well. This thing has finished draining, which is good. So now I can get work on replacing the T&P valve up here. All right, so I got the new T&P valve threaded up right here. And from what I've seen in other videos, you gotta do it kind of quickly because there's some water that comes out. So I'm gonna see if I can get this one unscrewed and then get ready to pop this one in place and then tighten it up real quick. So let's give it a try. All right, so that was only a little scary, and here's the old piece. Actually, there was no water that shot out in my face, which is really nice. So you can see this one, it's very corroded on the bottom. There's no threading tape left. So obviously the seal, I think, was compromised. So I think it's a good idea that we're replacing this. It's draining a little bit more at the bottom there. So I'm gonna clean up this hole so we can get a really tight seal, and then we'll pop this new T&P valve in. Here's my slight problem. This one that I just bought, brand new, is too short, and I need to go get a longer one. I didn't realize that there was that much length inside of this hole because it was sitting, right on top there, all the way in. So this one is not going to reach. So I'm going to have to take another trip to Home Depot. Okay guys, we are back from our second trip to Home Depot, and I think I got the right size this time. I had to get the longest one that they have. So it looks like it's gonna give us enough room to screw it in. So I'm gonna re-thread the tread here, and then we're gonna pop it in, and hopefully we'll be good to go. Okay, so let's pop this in here and get it screwed in. I already went ahead and cleaned the inside there of that hole. So hopefully we can get a nice tight seal. It is re-threaded. So let's see what we can do. And then I'm going to take a wrench and get it super tight. And then we will put the water back on up here, turn the power back on, close the drain, and we're going to cross our fingers. Okay, I got that as tight as I possibly could. And I also picked up one of these at Home Depot. It is a pre-made PVC pipe. It's a little more expensive than the DIY version of piecing PVC together, but it's convenient, and it's already got some thread that comes with it. So you really just need to pop that in and then screw it into place. You might have to cut it to size. It comes pretty long, maybe 4.5 feet. So I need to do that to connect it, and then we should be good to go. Okay, now is the moment of truth. I need to get the water back on and then go turn the power back on. And I'm gonna cross my fingers that this new T&P valve fixes the issue. If it doesn't, I'm calling a plumber, but let's go give it a try. New T&P valve in, new discharge line here. Water's still off. Let's go ahead and turn it on. All right, let's go hit the power. So as you guys just saw, we installed the new T&P valve. However, it is still leaking, which is never a good sign when you put in a brand new part and it still doesn't work or it doesn't solve the problem. So what I did was I called in a professional plumber who came first thing Saturday morning, said, yep, the tank is shot, it is completely corroded, and you're gonna have to replace the whole thing. So while we had a successful T&P valve replacement in this video, there's just nothing you can do once the tank has reached the end of its life. So now we're gonna have to go look at a new project, which is replacing the whole unit. So thank you guys so much for watching. And if you could give me a like on the video, I'd really appreciate it. Tune in next time for more DIY projects.